You ever notice how sometimes the greatest moments don't explode into your life with raging fire? They creep in like a whisper, a slow burn you don't even see catching until it's too late. That's the magic of a story that doesn't just throw everything at you on day one, but pulls you in piece by piece until suddenly you're sitting there, hooked, realizing your heart's been caught the entire time. And that's exactly what Billy Bob Thornton says is about to happen in Season 2 of Landman. You thought Season 1 was something. Season 2 is about to twist the knife right into your chest slow, intentional, and unforgettable. If you missed Season 1, let me break it down for you real quick. Landman dropped on Paramount in November 2024, and it's one of Taylor Sheridan's big shows. Yeah, the same Sheridan who gave us Yellowstone. Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, that guy. The series stars Billy Bob Thornton as Tommy Norris. This landman working for an oil company, and his world gets wrecked when a lawyer starts poking around an incident tied to this shocking death. Already pretty heavy stuff, right? But here's the thing. Season 1 wasn't just about drama and explosions. It had to set the stage. It had to introduce us to this gritty world, these power struggles, and these characters that are messy, flawed, and real. It gave us the bones. But Season 2, that's gonna give us the blood. Billy Bob himself came out and said it. The biggest difference this time around is simple. We already know the characters. In Season 1, you had to keep stopping, asking, okay, wait, who's this again? Why does that matter? What's this business deal about? You had to learn the game before you saw anyone really play it. But now, all the introductions are over. Thornton said it flat out. This season is slower at first, but when it ramps up, it just doesn't stop. That's the burn. And if you've ever been in a situation in your own life where something built until it finally broke wide open, you know how dangerous that slow pressure can get. Here is why this matters so much for Landman. Most shows live or die on Season 1. That first season is like first impressions. You're either in or you're out. But if a show manages to pull you in, if you've learned the names, the motives, the secrets, that's when the fun begins. Because now the story doesn't have to introduce. It can reveal. And Sheridan is a master of that reveal. He knows how to drag out a silence. How to let a conversation linger just long enough that you feel the tension in your own chest. Think about Yellowstone. Half the drama there wasn't when people were yelling. It was when they were just standing there, staring, letting you feel the weight of what wasn't being said. That's what's coming to Landman. Less noise, more depth, more stripped down, raw truth. And if you ask me, that's what makes it hit harder. Drama that just screams gets old fast. But drama that crawls under your skin, one tiny moment at a time. That's the stuff that sticks. Thornton called it a slow burn, but here's what that really means. It means every episode isn't just throwing the whole kitchen sink at you. It's saying, look closer. Pay attention. This family isn't just smiling across the table. There's something boiling underneath. This business meeting isn't just numbers, it's life or death. That silence you heard. That's the real explosion waiting to happen. Think about your own life for a second. You ever been in a situation where it felt like nothing was happening? But really everything was happening. Maybe it was a fight with someone you loved. Nobody was yelling, but the tension in the air was so sharp it could slice you. That moment before it all breaks, that's the slow burn. And it's more real than anything, because life doesn't always give you fireworks. Sometimes it lets things boil. So when it finally erupts, you're shaken to your core. That's Landman Season 2. And let's be real, Season 1 ended with a bang already. Monty Miller's death. Tommy stepping into more power than ever before. The promotion of Cammy Miller. It set the chessboard in a way that left people saying, okay, what now? And guess what? Sheridan answered that what now by bringing in an absolute legend, Sam Elliott. Yeah, the Oscar nominee, the man with the voice so rugged it feels like sandpaper dipped in wisdom. You bring Sam Elliott into a drama like this, you already know you're dealing with something serious. You already know things are about to get heavier, deeper, richer. Now, let me break this down the way Billy Bob did. Season 1 gave us the puzzle pieces. Season 2 is starting with the puzzle halfway done. So instead of explaining who's and what's what, Sheridan focuses straight on the family dynamics and the business dynamics. And let's be honest, that's what we really care about. Because stories aren't about facts, they're about relationships. Who trusts who? Who betrays who? Who can't live without who even if they try? Thornton said it himself, this is going to get more intense every single episode. Like lighting a match in slow motion, watching it burn closer and closer to your fingers, knowing you can't stop it, knowing you're going to get scorched. And you know what's wild? That's exactly how life feels sometimes, isn't it? We all live in slow burns. Maybe your job feels like it's dragging day after day with hidden tension under the surface. Maybe your relationships have layers you can't quite untangle. And you feel that quiet storm building up. That's why shows like Landman hit so hard. Because yeah, it's about oil companies and law and death and power. But it's really about us. Our flaws. Our choices. Our consequences. It's a mirror, dressed up in drama, daring us to recognize ourselves in the cracks. That's the genius of Sheridan's work, by the way. Yellowstone, not about cattle, really. It's about legacy and the cost of protecting what you love. Tulsa King. Not about one mob guy, really. It's about what happens when you're thrown into a world that's not built for you anymore. Landman isn't just about land or oil, it's about humans. Messy, tragic. Beautiful humans who want something so badly that they'll burn themselves alive, trying to reach it. And you can feel Billy Bob Thornton knows this. You can hear it in how he talks about the show. This season is personal. This season is dangerous. Because when relationships crack, when trust shatters, when power flips upside down, that's when the best drama comes alive. You ever feel like you know someone so well that you can predict their every move? Only for them to do something that shocks you. That's what Season 2 promises. You know the characters now. Or at least, you think you know them. But the moment you think you've got someone figured out, Sheridan's going to flip it. That person you trusted. They're breaking that trust. That person you thought was weak. They're about to rise. That villain you hated. Get ready to see their heart. And that's the slow burn, because it doesn't happen all at once. It happens little by little, until suddenly. You're watching an explosion you never saw coming. So let me map the feeling for you. Season 1, the groundwork. Season 2, the eruption. At first, maybe you'll think, okay, this is calm. We're catching up. Don't be fooled. Because underneath it, Sheridan's pulling the strings, making every conversation, every choice, every silence count. And in the end, when it all collides, when family and business and power all clash, you'll see why Thornton looked at us and said, this one ramps up, this one's the real ride. Now, here's my question for you. Why do we love shows like this? It's not just the actors, though. Come on, Billy Bob Thornton and Sam Elliott on the same screen is insane. It's not just the drama. Deep down, we love stories like this because they make us feel less alone in our chaos. Because no matter how polished someone's life looks, the truth is we're all balancing on a slow burn of our own. And seeing it play out in front of us, that feels like release. It feels like recognition. It feels like we're not the only ones carrying a storm inside. So when you sit down to watch Landman Season 2, don't just look at it as entertainment. Look at it as an echo. Look at it as a mirror. Look at it as your own life, dramatized on the biggest scale possible. And while you're at it, let's be real, you're going to want to talk about it. You're going to want to scream when that slow burn finally explodes. You're going to want to argue about the characters. You're going to want to feel part of something as epic as this story. That's what this community is for. That's why you and I are here, right now, talking about it. Because this isn't just one show, it's a shared experience. It's ours. So here's what I need you to do. If you're hyped for Landman Season 2, hit that like button right now. Smash that subscribe so you don't miss a single update. We're breaking all of this down week after week as the storm builds. And drop a comment telling me what you're most excited to see. Because trust me, I read them all, and this isn't just about me talking. This is about us building the conversation together. This is about making sure none of us are watching this ride alone. Because we're not. We are in this together. At the end of the day, life is full of slow burns. Some you can control. Some you can't. But every single one teaches you something when it finally ignites. That's what Landman is about to give us. And if Billy Bob Thornton's words hold even a fraction of truth, and I believe they do, then prepare yourself. Because this isn't just Season 2. This is the fire that's been waiting to blaze since the moment Episode 1 dropped. And when it burns, none of us are coming out the same.